Week 3 is in the books, and before we do our power rankings this week, I would like to apologize for what our power rankings were last week. That was entirely T-Bone's fault. He would not let me talk any reason into him, and he would not do the video unless I kept it how he wanted it, and, well, we wanted to have a video for y'all to watch, so... T-Bone is now tied up down in the basement and is in timeout mode whenever it's time to come up with who the top 10 teams are. So that problem has been rectified, and you shouldn't see this mess again. Now, let's move on to the video. What up, everybody? It's the Rottweiler Patriots. I'm Vegas.
And I'm T-Bone.
And welcome, everybody, to our Week 4 Power Rankings. This is where we give who we think are the top 10 teams in the NFL headed into Week 4. Also, at the end of every Power Rankings video, we will have our Puppy of the Week. So if you want to see a cute puppy, stay tuned till the end of the video. And with that being said, let's jump right into it. Our number 10 team in the NFL is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Bucs, coming off of a pretty brutal loss to the Denver Broncos. The Broncos finally able to figure it out. And the Bucs dropped their first game of the season. Definitely some questions for Tampa Bay, but they've still looked pretty good on both sides of the ball early on this year. And every good team has a bad week. You've seen it with Baltimore. You've seen it with Kansas City. So, you know, it's obviously Tampa Bay was placed a little too highly last week. T-Bone. But we still think they're a good football team and worthy of being in the top 10. T-Bone, your thoughts?
You can all talk and hate and all you want. If the Chiefs lost and the Bucs won, we wouldn't be here right now. So go ahead. Say it's the worst list. Say it's the worst list. Say I'm wrong. Say I'm wrong. Because I could have been right. Any one of us could have been right. And you're still talking about it. So I win.
Buddy, you were wrong. You were very, 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 very wrong. And
no!
I am now going to humiliate you.
No! Please!
Oh, shut up. You're winning in predictions. You're fluking your way through that mess. Dude, the Any Given Sunday thing is getting to me. Anyway, Tampa Bay is still a good football team. Still worthy of being in the top 10, mostly because all the other teams in the NFL just aren't good. There's a lot of really mid teams, including even on this list, so a lot of questions still to be asked, but still early, so we'll see what happens. Alrighty, the number 9 team in the NFL is the Houston Texans. The Texans coming off of their first loss of the season, a pretty brutal loss to the Minnesota Vikings in which the offense couldn't get anything going and the defense had a really, really tough time. There's been a lot of questions early on for Houston. They haven't played up to the expectations that us and a lot of other people have had for them. But they're still a really good football team, and there's still plenty of time in the season to get things together. T-Bone, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, they're still a good team. It's just kind of had an off week, and yeah, I mean that's what it is.
Feels like everyone's having an off week, even half the teams who won.
Let me tell you something, Vegas. This is an off year.
We're on like our 5th straight off year, so
I tell you guys, literally every year we say it can't get any stranger, and yet it does.
It just keeps getting worse, baby. But the Texans are looking to get better, have a chance this week, but definitely got to step their game up. Alrighty, the number 8 team in the NFL is the Green Bay Packers. The Packers coming off of a pretty comfortable win over the Tennessee Titans. Malik Willis defeats his former team, and he's looked pretty good in the backup role for Green Bay. Jordan Love looking like he could be back this week, if not next week. And Green Bay's rolling right now, winning football games, looking good, doing it. They've had a pretty darn good start to the year so far. T-Bone, your thoughts?
Yeah, honestly, the fact that Malik Willis has performed so well with the personnel with Green Bay is kind of why they're still in here, because they didn't need Jordan Love. I mean, I'm sure Jordan Love will help them, get higher and higher on the power rankings, but it's very comforting to know that they can be comfortable and all right for a few games without a backup. And that's always nice for a football team. Not that you want to have your starting guy injured, but to know, hey, if this does happen, we got a very sensible, nice backup.
Absolutely. Green Bay definitely has something special brewing down there. They right now looking like favorites to win the division, although Detroit's definitely going to battle them for that position. And it's looking good down in Wisconsin. Alrighty, the number 7 team in the NFL is the New York Jets. The Jets, coming off of a pretty comfortable Thursday Night Football victory over the New England Patriots, in which Aaron Rodgers came alive and looked like his old self. An incredibly impressive performance by the veteran quarterback, who gets a proper home debut with the New York Jets, in which his Achilles decides not to snap in half. And he looked like his Achilles never snapped in half in his life. A really good performance, both by the offense and the defense, all the way around. And if they play at that level every week, they'll be a pretty darn tough team to beat. T-Bone, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, if they keep up like this, they're going to be a tough team to beat. Rodgers really hasn't skipped a beat despite the devastating injury he took. But yeah, so good stuff.
Absolutely. The Jets definitely going to be vying for that division title, especially with the Dolphins' injury issues. That's one less team in the way. Alrighty, the number 6 team in the NFL is the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks, coming off of a pretty comfortable win over the Miami Dolphins, in which the defense completely locked them down, and the offense had some good stuff going. Obviously, some concerns for Seattle. The offensive side of the ball is the weak part, but the defense has just looked really, really good. And if their defense continues to play the way they have, they're going to be one of the toughest teams in the league to beat. T-Bone, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, they look a lot more cohesive than they did last year, and I don't know what it is. I guess maybe the coaching change really did help. But, you being undefeated thus far, it is just 3-0, but still, that is 3-0. So you're going to get rewarded, and, you're at spot number 6 for a reason.
There are not a lot of 3-0 teams in the NFL this year. They're one of the few, and Mike McDonald has something special brewing over there. They're looking like a pretty scary team. Alrighty, the number 5 team in the NFL is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Shoot me. The Steelers, coming off of yet another victory. This time, it's a 20-10 victory over the Los Angeles Chargers, in which they completely dominated the second half. Justin Herbert did go down with injury in this one, but the defense still played lights out, made it incredibly difficult for the Chargers offense to score, and Justin Fields and the Steelers offense did just enough to stay ahead of the curve. T-Bone, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, really, it's Justin Fields has just done what he needed to do. It is the defense that they're anchoring on, but that's okay. That's all right. You just need a guy that isn't making mistakes. And like it or not, Vegas, Justin Fields has made fewer mistakes.
Justin Fields has definitely cleaned up his game in Chicago. I think better coaching is a big thing for that. I think they are giving him better opportunities to succeed here in Pittsburgh, because Mike Tomlin is a much better coach than anything that Fields has ever had up in Chicago. There's a reason.
What's wrong with
There's a reason. Yeah, he ain't great. There's a reason that Tomlin is currently the longest tenured head coach in the NFL. The Pittsburgh Steelers are going to play their brand of football. They do not care who you are. They will stop you with rock solid defense and outwork you on offense. It's not led to big success, but it's led to consistency. And they keep playing their game, and it's led to 3 wins early on in the year. Alrighty, the number 4 team in the NFL is the Detroit Lions. The Lions, coming off of a nice victory over the Arizona Cardinals, able to bounce back after their tough defeat to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Week 2, looking more like their old selves. and looking like one of the scariest teams in the NFL this year. T-Bone, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, they are just every game. Every game, I know that they made the right choice for all of their personnel decisions, and it's just to see how far they've come. It's very inspiring. They need to keep going, and if they keep going, they'll keep climbing, and they deserve to be at the spot.
Absolutely. Dan Campbell's got a really good team. He's done a good job coaching this year, and expect Detroit to continue winning football games. I think they're going to be really tough for anyone to stop. Alrighty. The number 3 team in the NFL is the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota, coming off of their 3rd win of the year, one of the few undefeated teams left in the NFL, they destroy the Houston Texans in their most recent matchup. Their defense has been rock solid. Second fewest points allowed in the NFL, only to Pittsburgh's defense, which Pittsburgh's whole team is their defense. The Vikings, on the other hand, have looked impressive on offense as well. Sam Darnold is slinging the rock, Justin Jefferson making plays. They're looking like a really good football team, playing great complementary football and winning football games against really good teams. T-Bone, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, really, that's what it is. Their defense is making plays, and their offense isn't messing up. Sam Darnold is doing what he needs to do and doing it well.
Absolutely. The Vikings, if they keep playing this way, are definitely the favorites to win the division and could be one of the scariest teams in the NFL. But it's going to be tough. There's clearly, as you could look at this list, a lot of competition in the NFC North, so I think it's going to be a really fun battle to watch these 3 teams play out. Alrighty, your number 2 team in the NFL is the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs coming off yet another shaky and controversial victory over the Atlanta Falcons, in which pass interference was not called in the end zone. That should have been called, and it had a direct effect on the outcome of the game. We've gone over this story only 100 times, so we all know how it goes. We all know the reffing issues around the Chiefs, but regardless of that, the Kansas City Chiefs are still a good football team that win football games. They've definitely been a bit shaky this year and a bit unlike themselves, but regardless of how rough they look, they always find a way to, at minimum, be in and usually win whatever game they're in, which is why they're so high up on this list. T-Bone, your thoughts?
That's right, folks. Yeah, that's all right. Anyone that hates me is a Chief lover. They're not going to be number 1 on my watch. I'll let you know when they're number 1, and they ain't. But they're good. They're very good. They're very good, and they've earned this spot, despite the shaky wins and despite the ref calls, despite the fact that everything that's happened to them over the past, 3 years has been met with an asterisk or a quotation or something with a shaky ref or a squinted eye. They are good. They are a good squad. So they deserve to be here.
The Chiefs may not be number 1, but they definitely deserve to be number 2. They've had a good start to the year, one of the few undefeated teams left in the NFL. But the team that will take number 1 has been the most impressive so far this year and definitely deserves it. It is going to be the Buffalo Bills. The Bills, coming off of an absolute thrashing of the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Bills are firing on all cylinders on the offensive side of the ball. 6 different players caught a touchdown for Buffalo against Jacksonville this week. Incredibly impressive performance, both offensively and defensively, and it's been that way for the Bills since the beginning of the year. They have dominated football teams and looked impressive doing so. T-Bone, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, this is, too early. It's obviously very much too early, but, you know, pick of the season so far for me for MVP is Josh Allen. He's been performing well. I truly thought that what was going to happen was when he lost his weapons, he was gonna take a step back and just the Bills were not going to look as good. But no, he's cleaned up his turnovers. The defense is exceptional. Von Miller's still very exceptional. His rookie's doing all right. James Cook is coming into his own, and then Allen is being a lot more intelligent with the ball with his wide receivers. So yeah, I think the Bills have deserved this spot.
Absolutely. The Bills have just looked super impressive to start the year. Obviously, still really early, and that's going to be the case for all of these teams. This is not what your list is going to look like by the end of the year. We just have what we have to go off of, which, unfortunately, 3 games, not a big sample size. But regardless, the Bills, through 3 games, have looked like by far the most impressive team in the NFL, and that's why they take the number 1 spot. Alrighty, there you have it, folks. Those are your top 10 teams in the NFL now. It is time to move on to our favorite segment of the week. It is your puppy of the week. So, everybody, it is time to meet your puppy of the week, Hawk. Hawk is a Fila Brasileiro breed dog. And Hawk is a dog who often trips over his own feet because his legs were disproportionately long to the rest of him. One time, he hopped over a 4-foot-high fence not long after they just had him because he wanted a belly rub. And he's also a dog. I think just looking at his face, you could tell. He's a dog who got a lot of drool everywhere. So, meet Hawk, your puppy of the week, T-Bone.
Yes. Hi. I love dogs. I love dogs so much. Dogs are my favorite animal besides wolves. And let me tell you, I love puppies. This looks like a puppy. I love the name. I love that he's got disproportionate feet. I love when puppies trip. That sounds really bad. Let's not cut that out. But let's just make sure I'm not an abuser. Cute dog. Very cute dog.
Lovely dog. And I know you like dogs. You have 3 of them. And they're somehow the only dogs on the planet that I'm allergic to. I swear to God.
No.
It's like
I've
been around so many dogs in my life. The only dogs that I'm allergic to are the ones we decide to base our entire channel around. So, yeah. That's fun. But, meet Hawk, everybody. A very cute puppy. And there you have it. There is your puppy of the week. And so with that being said, that is going to conclude today's video. Please be sure to leave your thoughts down in the comments below. Feel free to drop your own top 10 or anything else you'd like. We would love to hear what you all have to say. And that is going to do it for us today. Thank you all so very much for watching. Please be sure to hit the like button. Please be sure to subscribe. And we will see you all in the next video.